What would you do if a group of strangers banded together, decided your land didn't belong to you anymore, and sold it out from under you? Now imagine turning the tables so hard. You end up owning their entire neighborhood, and then sell that? Yeah, this is that story. A homeowners association thought they could bully a quiet farmland owner into submission. Instead, they sparked a legal firestorm that would burn their whole community to the ground. On paper. Stay with me, because revenge is best served with a title deed. I'm James Harrow, third-generation landowner. My grandfather bought 50 acres of fertile soil just outside Oakwood Ridge, long before there was even a road leading in. That land raised cattle, crops. It raised families. My parents built our home with their bare hands. I inherited the property in my late 30s and kept it going, part for farming, part leased for equestrian events. Then came the subdivisions. At first, I didn't mind the HOA that sprang up next door, the Oakwood Ridge Homeowners Association. Neat lawns, beige houses, and a lot of passive-aggressive newsletters. They were a gated community. I was a farmer. We stayed in our lanes until the day they crossed mine. It started with letters. Your fencing violates aesthetic continuity with adjacent parcels. Please refrain from keeping livestock visible from our cul-de-sac. I laughed. I wasn't in their HOA. I didn't want to be. But they kept pushing. Until one day, a letter from the county recorder's office arrived. Notification of land transfer. Wait, what? My farmland? Sold. To a conservation development trust affiliated with the HOA. I thought it was a mistake. It wasn't. I marched down to the county clerk's office. After an hour of paperwork pulling, the unbelievable truth came out. The HOA president had filed a fraudulent quitclaim deed, claimed I'd donated 12 acres to the Oakwood Ridge Environmental Integration Project. They used a shell corporation, filed with the Secretary of State, a paper trail designed to confuse, mislead, and outlast any average Joe who couldn't afford a good lawyer. Unfortunately for them, I'm not average. My brother-in-law, real estate attorney. My cousin works in title insurance fraud investigation. And me? I've got time, and land, and rage. We filed a suit within a week. Title fraud, illegal conveyance. We subpoenaed the HOA board minutes. And guess what? They had a vote on potential environmental acquisition, but no recorded approval of the deal they filed. They thought they'd get away with it. They thought a single farmer didn't stand a chance. They were very wrong. Never signed a damn thing. I filed an injunction, froze the transfer, got the sheriff to stop all activity on the disputed land. But I wasn't stopping there. I countersued the HOA as an entity, and each board member personally, for quiet title, damages, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. But here's where it gets good. While digging through public filing, my cousin finds something incredible: the HOA. They incorporated their entire community as a PUD, planned unit development, years ago. That meant they held collective rights to the land parcels underneath each home. And guess what? The HOA bylaws allowed land reassignment by board vote in case of infrastructure consolidation or asset relief, meaning they could sell pieces of their own neighborhood if they were desperate enough. So I made them desperate. We dragged the lawsuit out for 18 months. Depositions, hearings, motion after motion. I went public, posted the story online. Local news picked it up. Then regional outlets. Turns out people really hate overreaching HOAs. Their legal bills soared. Insurance refused to cover them due to fraudulent filings. They had to hold emergency votes to sell off common areas just to pay for attorneys. That's when I made my move. I formed a private investment trust. My lawyer fronted it. No one knew it was me. We started buying those parcels, tiny strips of road easements, shared green spaces, even the clubhouse, piece by piece. They sold off the soul of their neighborhood to the man they tried to bury. And then I bought the land beneath their gatehouse, legally, and I shut it down. The neighborhood became chaotic. With no functioning gate, crime ticked up, maintenance stopped, home values dropped. Half the board resigned, the rest tried to sue me, they lost. My original lawsuit settled in my favor. The court voided the fraudulent deed, awarded me damages, and forced the HOA into receivership. And since I held nearly 30% of the land they'd sold off, I called a vote, under the very bylaws they used to try to steal my property. I moved to dissolve the HOA, and the vote passed. The farmland is mine again. The gates are gone. The HOA is dissolved. The clubhouse, I turned it into a feed store. And that fake environmental trust they used, reported, investigated, dismantled. The former president now works in a hardware store 2 towns over. He won't look me in the eye when we pass. I didn't do it for revenge. I did it because you don't mess with what someone builds over generations. And if you're watching this thinking, could this happen to me? You better believe it can. So the next time an HOA comes knocking, remember this story, and make sure your fences aren't just strong on the ground, but on paper too, because land doesn't fight back. If you enjoyed that Justice Served story, hit that like button and share this with someone who hates HOAs as much as we do. Subscribe for more real estate revenge tales and unbelievable property drama. Got a story of your own? Drop it in the comments. Until next time, protect your land and never let a neighborhood think they own you.